In this segment, we're going to cover sanding the door jamb. As I showed you in our tools section, I'm using a basic hand sander that holds a 1/2 sheet of sandpaper. As you notice, you'll have overhang past the edge of the sander. A little tip, if you tear these corners back and then remove them, it will allow you to fold this over. Makes a good crisp clean corner for when you're operating in the corners here. And that way you can sand and catch both surfaces at one time and get a good crisp even line in the corner. Otherwise the sandpaper slide will bunch up and ball and could leave gouges or deeper scrapes in various areas as you're attempting to sand. So now that I got my sander prepared for the job, I'm using the 100 grit first, and we're going to smooth this putty down. And our basic goal here is to knock down the top part a little bit, smooth it out, but just to roughen up this wood and stain so that the primer has a better base to adhere to. And I'm going to start with the large flat surfaces first and go long, smooth, even strokes. And remember, at this point you'll be wanting to wear a mask. And as you can see by the white dust, I've just barely scuffed and roughed up that surface. And what I've done is sanding into the clear coat on here, and that leaves scrapes and dullness, and that gives a surface for the paint to adhere to. Also, if you notice, it didn't require a whole lot of effort or time to sand that large area. A power sander in this application was just too extreme. It's going to remove material fast, and it's going to make it hard for us to keep the surface flat as well as smooth. Next step is come into the corner and repeat process. If you have a little putty, spend a little bit extra time there, get the putty knocked down. Long, smooth, even strokes. Inspecting, checking your corners. Make sure everything's good there. Step over to the next edge. Duplicate the process. Then to the outside of the molding. Remembering at all times to keep this sanding pad flat to the surface you're working on. Okay, please watch our next segment on sanding the door jamb part 2.